Okay, so I think we're in and I think we are good. So I just wanted to say welcome. I'm going to give it a few minutes and pause the video and I'm going to just go do a couple things. I'll be right back. So just bear with me for a couple of minutes. And if you get ready to watch the slide video, hang on. I got to be right back. So just bear with me for 1 minute and I'll be right back. It's 1 minute. Hang on. I'm going to leave that on the computer so if I want to jump in the room like that, don't worry about it. I'm going to get everything going in about 5 to 10 minutes. Stay won't take that long because it's a small sales. Four cups of coffee over here, it's going to come out sooner or later. I know you're not coming to my room. Okay, sorry about that. Okay. Okay, so let me know in the show more if you can hear me okay, if you're coming into the live chat. So I decided to go a little bit early today. Today is Sunday. It is September 24th. We're getting pretty close to the end of the month. So I got two videos filmed out. I'll be putting them up on the channel later today. I got week 162 weight loss update, and I also have the chicken recipe that I did the other day. I pulled the video off of the YouTube channel, the live, and then I edited it all out for a new video, and that'll be a premiere. And we're gonna go live at 11 o'clock. And sorry about the squeakiness of the chair. That's what I was talking about in my last video. That's coming up soon. It's gonna be. I'm getting a new chair this month. And it's going really good. It's kind of a raw, damp day outside. It's been raining since yesterday, another 2 or 3 more inches of rain. And when we go live into the kitchen, be aware that we do have, some things going on with the cat playing out in the background. He's all over the place, and my wife she's doing wash today. She'll be in and out of the kitchen area. And they're getting a little bit of heartburn because they had 4 cups of coffee with me this morning. I got to think about the coffee thing now. We're thinking about breaking off the coffee altogether and the soda, and I'll just drink plain water because a lot of things lately have been giving me heartburn. So I got to be really careful and vigilant. So what we got going on today, guys? Oh, well, first of all, welcome into the channel and welcome into the live video. And if you do, welcome. And if you're a returning member, welcome back. And if you're a new member, could you please share, like, and smash that subscribe button. And don't forget to like my video. And I hope I'm coming in okay. I hope this is a public video. And I just, I'm very excited about doing another live. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and like and share to my channel and to your Facebook support, your pages. And yeah, so I'm just having fun time, and I'm just pausing chat for a minute and going to get this going on the live stream. And it's actually live now, but I'm just waiting if anybody else wants to see if we want to come in before I post this to go in the front room and start cooking. I already got the oven preheated, and I'm sharing this to my social media webpage, and I want to make sure people know that I'm doing live right now. So if they want to come in and join the chat, they can join the chat. Oh, by the way, I'll be answering any questions on the iPad. I have the iPad on the over here on my bed. I'm going to bring it in the front room when we're ready to move into the front room. Now I'm going to share the post over to my group. And right down that it's live, cooking with Ron. Okay. That's good. That's good. And that's good. Okay, so anyways, yeah, so welcome to the channel, Ron's Keto Cafe. We're having a good week. We didn't gain any weight, but we didn't lose any, so we're having a good week. Tomorrow we're going to be looking for a new car tomorrow. The rest of the money should be cleared off of there, and I got 2 more bills I got to pay off, and then I'll be debt-free, 100%. and hopefully I'll find something. I'm pretty sure I'm thinking about getting an SUV there. I'm not really sure, but I want to check out all my options. A truck, I thought about it, but I don't know if I really need a truck right now. But I just need a decent, reliable car. We thought about getting a used car, but I don't think I want to get a used car. I want my own new. I want a new car because a used car is okay, but the problem with a used car, it's used, and I don't know what problems they might have had with it and everything like that. So, yeah, I get it. We're gonna have a bill, and if I go leasing, well, you're always gonna be making a payment on it. I get that part about it too, but you know what, guys? At the end of the day, you're always gonna have a payment on the car if you want to go that way. And at the end of the 3 years, I could trade it in for a new one, or I could just buy it outright if I really like the car through the bank. And I'm sure they wouldn't have a problem with that. And I don't travel that much to worry about the mileage anyway, so that might be an option for me and Donna. I don't know. But I want to just talk to the dealership tomorrow and see which way should I go. And I don't want to be able to put down 4,000 or 5,000 for a vehicle because even though we have that right now, but I'm trying to hang on to as much money as I can because. You never know. We have something to fall back on. If something happens, you got some money put away. So what we got going on today, guys, we're going to be making 2 recipes. We're going to be making first cut steak in the air fryer. I'm going to do 1 steak plate for my wife, and I'm going to do a barbecue steak version for myself. And simple salt on the steak. I'm going to score it on both sides by cutting through with a knife, but not all the way through. And I'll season it with salt, and I'll pop that in a preheated air fryer for about 20 minutes. I'll flip it at the halfway point, and then I'll add some barbecue sauce on mine and continue cooking it. And then while all that's going on, we're going to do some Italian meatballs. Now on Italian meatballs, what I'm using for a rub, I got, for the spices, this is all a half a teaspoon. And again, everything's all to taste. I'm going to be using a Italian seasoning, oregano seasonings, onion powder, garlic powder, and a little bit of salt, all half a teaspoon. And then we got a cup of Parmesan cheese, or about a cup of it. I'm not really sure, but I got it in the front room anyways. And then we're going to use some pork rinds to replace the breadcrumbs. And again, this is live, so I got to have some first responders going outside because I do live out on the Main Street area, so that's why you hear a lot of noise from time to time, and you might hear some apartment noise with my wife coming in and out doing a wash, and you're going to hear the background noise of that. And don't judge my countertop because it is what it is. And if you're okay with that, then I'll continue doing these lives. But when we get out to the kitchen area, I'm going to have my iPad going to watch the live chat type, and then over here, I'm going to raise my tripod up a little bit on the stove top so I can actually get a good angle for you guys and kind of like zoom in. And once I zoom in on the camera angle, I'm just going to kind of like leave it like that. And then we'll prep the meatballs first. We'll get that going in the oven, and then I'll do the steak, and we'll get that going in the air fryer. So we'll be almost ready to go pretty soon. And again, I'm just waiting to see if anybody else wants to come in and join the live. I did post this last night as a live video, so I'm hoping I get some really good subscribers. I'm trying to get my watch hours up there now. I got about 30 tabs open up on my browsers. They're playing looping my videos because I didn't realize that even though I got 1,040 subscribers, which I thank you very much for coming along, I've been getting a lot of comments about all my videos now, and yeah, it's been really a fun program for Mora 12 and learning how to run the program. And it was only like not even $80. It actually was $60 for the entire year, and you get all these great transitions and great music that YouTube's okay with, and I put the transitions, time clocks, everything. I only your imagination is how well you create your videos and how creative you want to become. So and that's a win-win situation for me. And then I use Premiere, and I use the other programs at school. And I'm still going to school. I mean, I just gave it a break. I don't have a car right now. I'm going to be turning back to school at the end of October. So please don't have an issue with that. I mean, I have to do what I have to do for myself. What's right for myself and my wife. We got a lot of appointments coming up, and I have to make these appointments. And if I can't go to school during the appointment day hours, and then I lose out with the class, and then they got to make up class, and I fall behind. And I struggle with reading comprehension and understanding out of textbooks here, and I need help with that with special tutoring. So please don't judge what's going on with me with that, because I'm doing this for me and nobody else but me, and I wanted to get a degree because I never had a college degree before. And it's only my two oldest, my youngest sister and my oldest sister, they have that, and I don't have what they have. And I wanted to be part of that, and just for my own satisfaction that no matter how old you are in life, that you can accomplish anything you want to accomplish, even you're losing weight. So I'm gonna set my computer up for my wife because I think she's gonna want to play some Facebook games. So let me go on to my main Facebook page and leave that. Just bear with me for a minute. So I'm gonna go here and hit gaming, and then I'm gonna hit the Pogo because I know she likes to play Pogo. And then I'm gonna make sure that my volume on the computer is soft, and it is. And she's all set to play Pogo. So without further ado, I'm gonna get up, bring the camera into the kitchen, and I'm gonna set up my iPad. And just bear with me for a few minutes, and don't mind the in between stuff here. But once we get going into the kitchen, we're gonna just go right into the recipe, and I'll talk over the video timeline. Okay? So again, don't forget me a thumbs up. Let me know what you think. I'm looking for a designated day, or what day you want me to do recipes and what time. So what would work for everybody? That's the survey I'm taking today. I'm thinking about late in the afternoon, about 4 or 5 o'clock, something like that. On a day during the week, maybe a Monday or a Tuesday or something like that. And we could have one day a week cooking video, and then if I get really good at it and figure out the camera angle and everything like that, maybe we could do a Monday through Friday type deal, or maybe at least 3 days of cooking and maybe a weekend meal, something like that, and show you how I've been so successful losing weight. The meatballs we're going to be doing, we're going to make them, and we're going to put some sauce on them and put them in a bowl, and that's a meal prep for the week. And that'll give me a couple meals, and then I'll have one meal I can freeze for later on down the road. So from this point on, let's just go right into the kitchen and talk about it. And again, I'll have my iPad set up so I can watch anybody that might be just want to, ask me any question you want to ask me. And, have a good day, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe. So I'm going to get up now and get going. And then I got to let my wife know she's all set if she wants the computer in the back room, because we only got one computer right now. Donnie, you're all set if you want the computer, okay? Okay, guys, I'm going to set the camera up on that angle I said. Let me flip that around. Okay, there we go. Oh, hang on. Here we go. Here we go. And once I get this adjusted how we want it, we're just going to leave it on. Again, don't mind the mess. I'm going to go over the ingredients and what we got going on here, guys. So just bear with me, because now I got to set up the iPad. Just bear with me, bear with me, bear with me.
Here are matches for the real with me.
This iPad drives me crazy, guys. Come on, guys. Really? Why does it give me so much problems here, guys? The iPad, does iPads give you problems too? That's why I don't like the Apple product. There we go. There we go. Okay, I think we are in. We are in. So I got the volume set down low, low and off. So I got the iPad, got the in. So if you need to ask me any questions, go ahead. Tried it and got it set up on the other side of the kitchen over here. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to get going on this. I'm going to move my iPad on the floor, so I should probably move this bag. Hang on, guys. Just bear with me with all this. Okay, so I think we're good. We move the ingredients over here a little bit. I got a nice mixing bowl for the meatballs. Okay. So we get this regular 2080 round chuck that we're going to be using. $4.19 to pay $3.49 a pound. It's about a pound and a half. And then for our steak, this is the steak I was talking to you guys about. His first cut steak there. We're going to do that in the air fryer today. We're going to, after we pat it dry, we're going to score it, pop that into the air fryer for about 20 minutes. Flip it at the halfway point, and then on my steak, I'm going to add some steak sauce. Actually, I'll show you what I'm going to add on my steak. What are some of the sugar-free honey stuff is for the used company. It's a very good quality brand for low-carb weight loss. Just probably maybe put about a quarter of a cup on the both sides of the steak and get it going so you can put that nice crunch on there. So yeah, and I'm gonna also I gotta scoop it and make the meatballs. At this point, you should have your oven preheated to 450 degrees, and we're gonna preheat the air fryer also. So I'm gonna these are the gloves I have. Finally got some pair of gloves to work with. That way I don't get my hands all full of that junk. You know what I'm talking about when you're doing a meatloaf and or meatballs. Now normally I'd be putting in all kinds of fresh stuff there, but I don't have it today, so I'm just using what I have on hand. And I'm going to be using a sheeting pan today for the meatballs, and I got my silicone mat today. So this is the 2080 ground chuck again. Regular meat, it's not organic. We got to get what we can afford. Just dump it right in like that. I'm watching the chat type so you guys can see what's going on. And I'm going to just kind of move the camera angle a little bit so you can get a good view of me. Now, I'm not going to move it anymore other than this for today because we're in here filming live. And again, you might hear Donna come out of the room. So for the meatballs, so this is what we got for a rub. This is a rub we made. We got it's a half a tablespoon of each. No, yeah, half a teaspoon of each. I'm sorry. It's onion powder, garlic powder, a little bit of salt, oregano, and Italian seasoning. Just dump it right in. Okay. Okay, we can do a dry rub first. We got pork rind. We got 1 cup of pork rind. And our pork rind is this brand here. This is the macros, if you're concerned about the macros. I got that on Amazon, by the way, and I just sent out for another one. That dumps right in. And then we got 1 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. And then, of course, 1 egg divine. Okay? Maybe I'll put in another egg because that's quite a lot of Parmesan cheese I put in. Again, that's all based on just we eat this plenty of times. I want to make sure it's not dry and it binds really well. Here we go. Okay. Now we get rid of all this. Put that over to the sink area. You guys got any questions for me? Just ask me as I'm going along. That out of the way. I'll just go ahead and mix it. Your hands. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. Again, it makes a big difference now with and if it's too wet, you add a little more breadcrumbs. That's what I do. That's why I added the grated cheese, because the grated cheese here soaks up all the liquid. I think I'm going to add another ingredients to it too. I'm going to add a little bit of milk to it, but I'm going to add some buttermilk to it. You don't over mix it, by the way. Just gonna add just a little bit of buttermilk. Nice and moist meatballs. Oh yeah, I tell you guys, it's a lot big difference with the gloves, and I don't have to worry about getting my hands all full of that junk. Oh my gosh. The worst of feeling that. There you go. Well, that's our meatball mixture, guys. So we got our sheeny pan over here. We got it laid out with some silicone, and you can put parchment paper or foil down. And we're going to use the ice cream scoop in the form of meatballs. I don't know how many we're going to get. We'll see. Just try to get them all the same size. What I do is I just scoop them right on there, and I'm going to roll them a little bit. And you should have your oven preheated at 450. You can do these in the air fryer too, but we're going to be using the air fryer for our steak. I just fill it up like that. You should all fit on that. Ice cream scoop helps, and it gets it all the same size. I'm going to be putting these in a bowl, and I'm going to add a little bit of sauce on the top of each one, in the bowl, the raised piece of sauce that I have, just to use up the rest of the sauce. Normally I'd be making my own. We can pretty much get them all this way. Yeah, if I gotta make these a little bigger, I'll make these a little bigger. Again, you're doing live cooking here, you know. Just take it, roll it to a meatball. The other one, I'm gonna make these a little bit bigger. These will probably take about 45 minutes to cook. But when I start doing more live videos like this, I'm going to have one already prepped up in advance, and then we'll just talk about it. And what I'm doing, I'm just taking some of the extra ground beef out of here and just rolling it up into a nice ball like this. They're rolling up really, really good. They're holding together shape really, really well. The whole idea of adding up the buttermilk is because I just wanted to use up the rest of what I had. And makes the meatballs nice and moist. Okay. It's called meal prepping for the week. And I could have even done a meatloaf with this, but I wanted some meatballs. Because what I want to do with when I have the meatballs, I'm going to make some noodles with just eggs, and I'll show you how we're going to do that in the video when we have it. Just like that, guys. The nice thing about cooking these in the oven, they cook pretty quick. Like that. Just separate them a little bit. So I got 8 meatballs out of all that. So now, with that would have only been all over my hands. That I don't have to any mess cleanup. Definitely worth the investment. Gloves. I only pay less than $10 for that. I'll have the link below the video on that, guys. Okay, that to go over there. So let's get that, move that out of the way. Does anybody have any questions for me? If you're live, watching me chat live, I don't see anybody in the room, but it's okay. So this is the meatballs. We're gonna just pick the camera up, get that going into the oven. We got that set at 450, and that'll be on there for about 40 minutes until those are done. Okay. So now that we're done with the pork rinds, and that can get put over there for now, and I don't need the spatula. Let's get going on the steak. This is the steak that I'm referring to, the first cut steak. Very good steak. It's very flavorful and juicy. Let's get the air fryer popping for about 5 minutes on the preheat. I'll show you from over here. This is of course, the air fryer. You got put it on. It's got a preheat setting. For 400 to 5 minutes. Okay. Okay. We're back. Okay, so now I'm going to cut that open. This is the bowl I'm going to use for the meatballs. Get that, cut that. My hands are clean again. I hope you guys, hope I didn't screw up on my post there. Did I do a private chat or did I do a live chat? Yeah, I got to remember that. I'm pretty sure I said it for public. So again, these steaks are small, they won't take that long to cook. The noise that you're hearing is the air fryer. I just pat my meat dry. It's always a practice that I've always gotten into. And you got a little bit of a mess over there to clean up. So let me zoom in on there so you can see what's going on. There we go. Hang on. Back a little bit. How's that? Okay, good. Okay, so it's cooking live today, guys. So if you come in late, we're doing steak and getting meatballs going into the oven right now. Just popped in around 11:15. I'm warming up the air fryer on a preheat at 400 degrees for 5 minutes. Now we get ready to score the steak. Okay, so we got the steak all wiped down. So what I usually do, guys, is I just make a couple of slits with the steak like that. It just helps the steak cook it faster, that's all. And they flip it around both sides. This is one of our favorite cuts of steak, by the way. Just making sure that you can see the camera angle. And I usually spray it with cooking spray on both sides of the, let me back out a little bit on the camera angle. There we go. I usually spray it with some cooking spray because the reason why I do that before I pop it in the air fryer on both sides is because it helps crust it a little bit better. Now we're just going to salt it with salt, season it. And yeah, you always put a good amount. Remember, salt is our friend as long as it's the healthiest salt. And this is my choice of salt, the Redmond's real salt, and I'll have also the pink Himalayan salt once in a while. That's going to be my steak and that's my wife's steak. Hungry later, I'll have some meatballs. So So what I'm gonna do is put some Montreal steak season on mine. She doesn't like it on hers. Spray it first, so it'll stick. Putting on my juggling cabinets. Again, at the halfway point when the steak is done, actually when the steak is pretty much done, I'll put that on top of my steak there in the air fryer to give it a nice flavor. And the air frying time is done, so let's go move that out of the way. Just slide the camera out of the way for a little bit. Hang on. Okay. Again, I got the chat going. I don't see anybody in the chat room going in the overall chat, live chat, but that's okay. Put that on there because you want to protect your countertop. So these just go right in like that. Right in the top. When you get that going. Set it, 400, and we'll set the time. I'm gonna go 25 minutes, or 30 minutes. Might not need 30 minutes. There you go. So we got that going. We got that going in the oven. Let's clean up my mess, and let's go in the back room. Sorry about my mess back here. Okay, we're back. Okay. Okay. Live. Here we go. We get back live. Here we go. Don't mind the camera angle. I was just trying to adjust the camera angle. Again, I'm trying to get better at it, so just bear with me. Second live video I did. Yeah, so I hope that went well. I don't know. But anyways, thank you for joining me if you came in late, and sorry about the angle movement with the camera and everything. But the steak is cooking, and now at this point I'll just flip it over at the halfway point, add a little bit of barbecue sauce on mine, and then with the meatballs I'll pop them out of the oven, and then I'll probably come back and talk about that on my social media Facebook page. But thank you for joining the channel. Let me know what you think about that, and what you think about the idea about yeah, I want to start doing live shows like a few other YouTubers that I'm seeing cooking wise, but I got to make sure I get it down to a science to where I feel 100% comfortable with. I have an overhead camera. I'm going to attach it to the kitchen cabinet area, just leave it centered up on the overhead, and then I can just talk or add some music to it while I'm doing video. But and that'll be kind of like a live. It'll actually be a live video when I do that type thing. But these are some of the challenges that I've always had in here. That's why I never felt like doing a live. I felt comfortable doing a live. But anyways, I hope you liked the small little video that I did. We went on about a half an hour over here. I'm going to kill the video. When the steak and everything all done, I'll come back and we'll talk about it. And I'll do like another follow-up to this one. So this is part one. And then we'll come back and talk about it. And I'll have the finished product on the meatball. The meatballs that are cooking in the oven right now, typically I'll just let them cook, and When they're done, and I'll put them in a bowl with some sauce, and I'll warm my sauce up over the stove, and I'll just put the sauce right in over the meatballs, and that'll be a good prep meal. I'll probably do two bowls, and I'll have that, or I could put half of the meatballs in a Ziploc bag after they cool and have them for a meal later on down the road. But that's a good way of using up some of your ground beef and some of your meats that you might have had in your freezer for a while, and you want to get rid of it and just prep meals for the week. But that's what we ended up doing with that particular segment. So anyways, I'm gonna let you guys go. We'll come back and maybe part 2 when this is all done. We get ready for the final product. All right, so be watching for part 2. Have a good day, guys. Thank you.